Time had stood still in the valley of missing mice. Those who dwelt there lived just as their ancestors had lived, hundreds and hundreds of years ago. Seeing them clad in the medieval dress was like opening a history book to pages far in the past. They observed our descent through spyglasses, and we were met by the 40 mice with bows and arrows. Once satisfied that we were friends, they welcomed us warmly, and showed us around the village built within the ruins' roofless castle. The original termites had been fortunate to find this castle, whose thick stone walls afforded the best possible shelter against the wild weather. However picturesque everything seemed to our modern-day eyes, the quaint huts, the exquisite carvings, the colorful costumes of yesterday. In the schoolyard stood an old wooden statue of the tyrant hetman. Each schoolmouse was required to shoot 10 arrows each day at a wooden grape perched upon his head. As fast as a grape tumbled down, another appeared, due to an ingenious mechanism concealed within hetman's head. Our youth is prepared to defend our freedom against our tyrants, said Mayor Sanon. My dear Mayor, you are most wise, said Basil. However, it is my happy duty to inform you that Switzerland regained her freedom 600 years ago in 1291. Many mouse expeditions tried to bring this news to your remote retreat, but none was able to find your lost colony. The mayor's eyes filled with tears of joy. Messengers summoned the termites 100 strong. When they were assembled, Basil said, I bring news to gladden your hearts. Patriots, your beloved land is as free and as independent as the United States of America. We saw blank bewilderment on their face. The schoolmaster stepped forward. What is this United States of America? Never have I heard of it. Now we knew why they were puzzled. The termites had been cut off from the world for 6 centuries. There was much history to impart to them, and we tackled the task, taking turns in the telling. The termites listened closely, not missing a syllable. We spoke of the age of discovery of the English, French, and Spanish explorers, of the American Revolution, of all the European conflicts. It saddened us to list the many wars that had been waged, but we were proud to tell of the great strides made in science and arts and music and literature. Imagine they had never heard of Shakespeare or Beethoven or Michelangelo or Pasteur or Walt Whitman or Sherlock Holmes. We described steamboats, submarines, locomotives, wireless. Their eyes opened wide with wonder. When told about telephones, the mayor said, would it be possible to yodel into this instrument? Most assuredly, said Basil, and you shall all do so when you accompany us back to Kassadov. We learned that no termites had ever gone to summit Emmentaler, the mayor explained. The original termites feared that hetman's mice might see them, and that they would be brought back to the tyrant's prison. They passed a law forbidding any mouse to go outside the castle walls, a law still kept. But Basil and I thumped each other heartily on the back. We had been the first mice to conquer the mountain. Before dark, the Snow Mouse and Tillery and the others arrived, having managed to move the stone. The villagers welcomed the giant warmly. They believed him to be the last of the adorable snow mice. Upon hearing this, Lord Adrian said, "Tell him I saw another snow mouse in camp last night, smaller and far more graceful. Perhaps he can find her." Delighted and excited, the snow mouse hugged Lord Adrian and ran off. This was the last we saw of the shaggy mouse. It is to be hoped that he and his mate are now raising a family of adorable little ones. The next day we climbed to the summit that all might taste the thrill of going to the top of Amantala. Halfway down we were able to repay the Saint Bernard for his many kindness. We came upon two human children fast asleep on the snow. Basil acted promptly. "Gamins, aim your arrows at the lake. The children will freeze unless they awaken and move about. The arrow will feel like a pinprick of these huge creatures, but will succeed in waking them up. The rest of us will yodel for Elmo. Our loud yodels soon fetch the Saint Bernard. Thank you, Basil, with all my heart. I was sent out to find these lost ones, and you have helped me." "Think nothing of it," replied Basil. "Noblesse oblige. I am honored to call so kind and great-hearted a dog my friend. Till we meet again."